Today, for me, it definitely means a lot as it relates to where we are as a country and where we are headed. I believe that today actually does a great job of commemorating a great legacy of Dr. King, as well as urging us to embrace the change that he so eloquently spoke about years ago. Definitely his legacy is still alive today, and I definitely believe that today is such a great opportunity for us to see that as a living, breathing thing, as opposed to something that's just dead in history, but it's still alive today.
Well, I think with a lot of the things that are going on in the United States and within the world, it's just kind of a look back to see how far we've come and just to remember that we still have a long way to go.
We still have some issues and some problems which occur all over the world. But I think today was a great day, a great turnout, a great educational experience for our younger generation. And we just want to keep focused and keep moving on in a focused way.
What do you remember about the film?
I saw some white people running over some black. Yeah, and.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
It was pretty hard to believe that one person would do that to someone else, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a terrible legacy that most of us that are white have behind us.
I feel like being a white male in society, I have a responsibility to understand the world instead of kind of just taking it for granted.
We do believe in God, so I start from that perspective of God created everybody equally, and there's not one of us that is better than the other.
Instead of just going about your day, take some time to think about the choices that you've made and how they affect other people.
And also just keeping that conversation going with people outside of your own race or your own walk of life. So being willing to just hear from a different perspective.
I am an African American woman that grew up in a middle class, upper middle class family. I've never felt discriminated against. I've never felt anything like that. But I have friends that have maybe felt that type of way. So even having conversations with them, you get a different sense of it. I'm dating a cop that's black, so that's a whole different thing in itself. When you talk about the situation in Ferguson and in New York, it's very interesting. So it's just having the conversations with people and taking the time to get to know somebody and see what their life looks like from their eyes, or what things look like from other perspectives.
Well, I'm over 70 years old, and that's plenty of time to have seen segregation in the South, where I lived as a child. But I also lived most of my life in the North. Now I live again in Atlanta, Georgia. It hasn't been a pretty picture. The laws are better. We're now able to see each other socially and spend time together at work and at places of worship. But that's not the whole story. We still have an economic disparity that is getting worse. And having black skin makes it even worse than that. But I think Martin, in his final 2 years, really understood that so much better than the rest of us. He made it clear that there's an economic poverty tragedy, along with the racism and the militarism that he also pointed out. And we need to be alert to all of those. I'm hopeful things will change. I hope it will happen in my lifetime.
What's going to have to happen with the next generation, the parents going to have to step up to the plate and be parents, and they're going to have to constantly keep our children in prayer, in church, in school. We're fighting now for our young kids' lives. That's what we're fighting for. Although we have rights to vote, we have polices, we have lawyers and doctors as black and whites, but we still have an issue. Our young men and young women are being murdered at a young age for no reason.
Achieve better than what we did. I think we have a laxy lazy generation right now, and a lot of them are, in my opinion, headed in the wrong direction. They're taking advantage of the things that were fought for. forgetting that they're not that far off from it.
I'm going to be grateful for what I have, and I'm going to show my appreciation to all those people that lost their lives for me.
What we can do to change things is that if we feel like something is wrong, we can protest or stand up to it and try to make a change.
I teach kindergarten back in North Carolina. So where I can speak up is in that setting, talking to the children about, the importance of togetherness and unity, enjoying and celebrating those persons that may not look like you in your classroom setting, those persons who don't talk like you, those things, just being appreciative of everyone as a whole, because we're all people, and I think that we should just celebrate one another.